So what you have written?
What I have written So I had tried so hard to be a good person my whole life, but I ended up being a hypocrite, self-centered, and an egoist. So today I realized that being authentic and
Who told
genuine,
you?
huh? This
Who told you?
sometimes you told me that I'm a hypocrite, Swami,
Then
huh?
go read further.
Today I realized that being authentic and genuine is better than trying to be a perfect person.
You have to see it that if I am hitting you very hard, then it is compassion. Whatever you are, now you have to move further. I'm not saying that you are like all other people, but what is the point to be satisfied just being like all other? Whatever hypocrisy is there hidden deep inside has to come out. Whatever garbage is still inside has to be taken out forcefully if it is not coming out. It is not that all the time I have to be very harsh. You have written only this much or something more?
I have written other things not related to this.
Okay, you read that also.
Okay, another thing I wrote is actually I added a question to this but I didn't ask because I felt it's not really my question. Okay, but I will read. So I am open and receptive, and I can be open and receptive to anyone. How do I stay safe from being exploited for my openness and receptivity?
Why you are so much concerned about being safe?
I don't want to get into trouble, Swami.
Who is this I? Where is this I? Where you have met it?
So far, the I
What
has been
so far the I has been?
an accumulation of my past. So far was this the I.
That accumulation is already dead because it is past. It is not present. So what you want to say?
I don't know what I want to say, Swami.
Nothing, just a problem created by problem creating mechanism. Mind. If you are identified with the body, then body can be harmed. So you have to make it clear whether you are identified with the body or not. If you are identified with your image can be broken by other people.
Yes, Swami.
So you have not replied.
I think I am identified more with the condition of the life I'm living.
What life?
Like the kind of life I'm living, like whether I have food or not, whether I have a good bed or not. I think I'm identified with I have a food to eat. So I am identified with this. So does it mean that I'm identified with the body, Swami?
This is identification with the body, but it is identification with your psychology also. because it is all in the mind. You're thinking about a future which exists not. But what you had said, what you had asked, if you trust.
My question was, how do I stay safe from being exploited for my openness and receptivity?
You need to learn swimming first in the swimming pool, not in the ocean. But ultimately, you have to give up this desire to be secure. Because what you are going to keep safe, it is this whole body-mind mechanism. And your search begins the day you realize that you have enough of it. It is not leading you anymore anywhere. It's just, it has certain use. You want the security of the body because you want to keep it alive. You want food. You want shelter just to keep the body alive. And you want other things, recognition, respectability, love from others. These are all psychological. But only real search begins when you have enough of it. You are bored with all those things. If you still want all those things, then how you can move further? What you want to make secure is slowly moving towards the grave. You may be having a very good dream, but it is all your dream. The reality is not going to happen according to your dream. So, trust means that you are ready for the unknown and unknowable. Wherever existence takes you. Because you have not created your body, you have not created your life. So why you are so much worried? If existence wants you to be here, you will be here. If it doesn't want, whether you like it or not, you will be gone. That's why it is said that everything is already written. Script is already written. The whole story is written. It may not be the truth, but it is a very great device that you can relax. But you don't know what is in the womb of the future. Everything all is unknown and small things are unknown. And the real existential thing will always remain unknowable. So you have to trust. And you cannot survive without trusting. When you keep your money in the bank, you trust it. You are trusting your government. You are trusting your college. You are trusting your mother and father. You are trusting your children. So, when you can trust all those things, why can't you trust life?
Yes, Swami, you are right, Swami.
This stupidity of worrying about the future, worrying what will happen is all just wastage of time. When you don't know anything at all, what is going to happen? And if your country goes bankrupt, Everyone will have the suffering. If the earthquake comes and your building is dashed to, reduced to just sand, then all of living there will die. Why you are worried? Anyway, you are going to die, whether this way or that way. This kind of worry is most idiotic. Why you are so much clinging to your comfortable bed? There are people who sleep. There are people who have been living in far more luxurious life. And they have, on their own, renounced everything. And started sleeping on those stone hard beds. Maybe in the beginning they may be having difficulties, but later on maybe they may have felt that it is better. There is no need to do all those things. If it happens, it happens. Maximum what can happen is that you will die, that you are going to die anyway.
Yes, true, Swami, true.
All the time you will say yes, and then again you start farting the same way. Even when you have to learn swimming, the instructor, if he throws you in the water, he is not your enemy. That is the way, one of the best way to teach you swimming. When you are afraid, then you will start throwing your hands and legs in some way. After some time, you may be doing it in the proper way. Is it clear or not?
Yes, very clear, Swami, very clear.
Then I said that if everything is just the whole story you know from the beginning to end, then what is the thrill in the story? Story is enjoyable only, interesting only when you don't know what is going to happen next moment, next step. Otherwise it will be very dead and boring, very drab.
Yes.
Story. And if mind is the only truth, then no one would like to transcend the mind. We want to transcend the mind. We want to go beyond the mind. We want to reach into the space of no mind, only because this mind is the troublemaker. It is never allowing you to live in the present. Once you have transcended the mind, all those worries of the mind is left behind. Even if they come sometime, they lose all their strength over you. It's like the cloud, a small black cloud in the infinite sky. You can see that it is just there for a while. That is the whole purpose of meditation, to take you to something which is infinite, which is beyond birth and death. It cannot be harmed. But if you are concerned about this body is going to rot. It won't take much time. And the maggot will eat it if you are going to be buried in the graveyard. Otherwise, you will be burned in the fire. If you live a very long life, you may have bed sore, you may have all kinds of diseases and sickness. So what is the clinging for this body? Make some good use of it. Do something which has some significance. And then be ready to disappear Don't go on dreaming. All these your dreams are just wastes of time and energy. Is it clear?
Yes, Swami, clear, Swami.
And take a one step at least. All the time you are back to the square one. It is nothing bad about being in a comfortable home, but to cling to it, to get identified with it, that means your consciousness is too identified with the body. That you have to break it. You see, there are people who are so rich, they are living in they're swimming in luxury. Then they have to go to jail. There are so many people only in India. They have been so rich. Now they have to be in the jail. So one has to be ready if this kind of thing happens. And once you accept something, much of the pain goes. Like I saw that tonight it is written, it's my destiny that I'm not going to sleep the way I desired. So let me accept whatever is going to happen. I will enjoy that. I had so many options. I could have read book, I could have listened to something, I could have watched something. What is the desire that all the time you have to, in the night you have to sleep? When sleep is not coming, then it's a good time, you can do other things. What you have written more?
The others are just bullshit, Swami. I will not read, Swami.
You read or bullshit are very important. That is the real reality of you. All others are just decorated.
Oh, okay. So I will read my bullshit, Swami. Okay. So I will read one more.
That is the problem with people like Bhupendra. They will never try to show their real bullshit. They're quite very near to enlightenment. That's why you are so divided. You are not one inside. If you are ready to expose yourself, become totally naked, it's not that he is not trying, he is also. But I take 10 steps, he takes 2 steps. At the maximum 3-4 steps.
Okay.
So what are the real bullshit?
The real bullshit, My struggle with money has always been due to addiction.
What struggle? Struggle means?
Struggle, like you are struggling, no? You are struggling with.
That I understood, but what struggle?
Struggle with having.
You are fighting with the money.
I am fighting with not having credit card debts, Swami. So my struggle with money has always been due to addiction. Why is addiction so powerful even though we know that there will be consequences to our actions?
Because you don't know. That is just a belief. It is all heard from others. You may think that you know. If you know exactly, if your depth knows it, then there will be no division. There will be oneness. Somewhere you think that you are smarter than existence. You will dodge existence. You will make your way. Everyone has this illusion that I am very clever. One learns only by experience. But what you asked, what was the question? I forgot your question.
My question.
Whatever was.
Yeah. My question is, why is addiction so powerful even though we know that there will be consequences to our actions?
Mhm. One thing is your addiction is unconscious. It is not something which you have decided consciously. So it has gone very deep. It is deep inside you. And this intellectual understanding that there will be consequences is all on the surface. It is of the conscious mind. But the unconscious never listens to the conscious. Whenever you have to take decision, the unconscious will overpower you. So until and unless your awareness reaches to your unconscious depth, and you realize that there is no point in creating troubles for myself, just wasting my energy and time in things which are not so important. If I have addiction, otherwise, if you cannot, if the understanding is not happening, then you will have to go through more troubles, and maybe you will understand. But the best thing is to make all effort to be more conscious. Once the light reaches to your unconscious depth, then the darkness from there will disappear. And then you know that for being happy, you don't need too much things. Nisarg Dutt Maharaj, one of enlightened man of last century, he used to say that everything, once you have come to know yourself, is all time pass. Time pass, something can be good time pass, something can be bad time pass. But once you have come to know yourself, you have to somehow time pass. So choose good options. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, that once I will come to know myself, then I will just relax and have my hookah. You know what is hookah? Pipe.
Oh, pipe.
You know pipe? He used to, this is, many saints, they like pipe. Indian alternative for that is hookah. So, especially I think this is a more Muslim thing, but when they came, it became popular among those who are kind of landlords and rich people. They will have this hookah. Now in India, there are hookah bars. I don't know about, maybe they are a big country there. I don't know about Malaysia, whether they have hookah bars or not. But hookah is now, it's not this word is not just confined to India. It is now, I think, part of the English language. You have heard this word or not?
I have not heard this, but I have heard something called shisha.
Mm-hmm. So they are all the same kind of thing. What is shisha?
Shisha is something like they smoke. It's something like a smoke, but they got water inside the thing.
So different versions of the same thing. Maybe it is the same thing, but different word used in different languages. But this is also some, I think, coming from some Arabic language. They know Arabic in Malaysia or not? The traditional Muslims.
Traditional Muslims are, what do you mean traditional Muslims? But the Muslims in our country, they have to take Arabic lessons in school, Swami. So since primary school, they will be
So,
taught Arabic language.
mm, so they must be knowing at least rudimentary Arabic. Like in India also, because they have to mug up Quran. It's not that they understand its meaning, but they have you seen how they recite Quran? Moving their head up and down, to and fro,
Oh no.
totally mechanical.
Oh.
You find out in madrasa how they recite Quran. That is what Osho said about Krishnamurti, that it is like what happened to him is like the luggage have reached to the destination, but the passenger is left behind because they made so much effort on him to make him into world teacher, and they forced him to do so many things. So the body has reached, but the consciousness, because it was not his own decision, he was not cooperating willingly to do whatever experiment they were doing on him. So that's why he rebelled later on, and he said that I am nobody's master. Truth is like a bird flying in the air which leaves no footprints. So anyone who reaches to his natural state, all of them are not same. It is said, Osho has also said it, that most of the people once, this is like an explosion, inner explosion. When it happens, then all your nervous system can break. If you are not already being prepared to take so much in inner volcanic eruption, it's like a dynamite breaking your whole house. That's why these meditation techniques like dynamic Kundalini, these prepare you, your body, so that when it happens, your body can take it. Is it clear or not?
Yes, clear, Swami.